Are we? Oh!
Hello.
One sec, Phil. Hold on.
Change the record.
Yeah, I'd like
man.
to change the record so people
Don't get stuck.
I'll tell you what. We're going to go for this one here. I'm going to put this one up. There we go.
I don't know what that is.
No, but you'll
Should
find
I?
out. No,
Okay.
It's one that you're going to go. Who?
Well, greetings, viewer. Welcome to Full Record Jacket with Phil and Ben, and we got a full record for you tonight because we got a record named after something a record does, and it's one of the most acclaimed records of all time. We're talking about Revolver by the Beatles. Oh yes, there it is in all its glory. Look at that,
still in its cellophane,
all its vinyl reissued glory.
It's never. I've just noticed. Look, the cellophane's open. I could take it out.
You could take
it out. I've never taken it out.
You've never taken it out ever.
I don't ever want to.
Is that more than a year old?
Yeah, I got this Christmas
22, wasn't it?
22, yeah. And I kind of like looking at it. I've got down here as well my Matchbox 20 box set, which I haven't opened. I'm not scared. It's just think about it being pristine, like untouched snow, Phil.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Weirdly, I've just noticed it's got Michael Jackson on it.
You'll have to zoom that in because I can't see that.
Look at that. Look there. Oh, 1 second.
That's a cartoon. That's a cartoon of them. It is another cartoon of them.
He just looks a little bit like Michael Jackson.
Do you know who designed that cover?
I can tell you because it's on the back. Klaus Foreman. I've just seen it on the back.
And
that's your quiz wrecked, isn't it?
Do you know who he was?
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Vorman's son.
Yep, indeed. He was
Big
a guy.
Klaus, the Klauster. Klaus dog.
He was their friend. Where did they meet him? Do you know where they met him?
Yeah, in the local spa. He was buying in Londis. He was buying some Rolos.
That's it. On the
Reaper
still buy
Rolos?
I don't know. Gave my last one to somebody else.
To me. That is something we need to find out. Can you still buy Rolos?
Probably.
I want some.
Well, they met him in the spa shop on the Reaper Barn in Hamburg.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
In the Hamburg days. So he was an artist who was also a musician. Have you ever seen the footage of John Lennon when he's recording Imagine, the album?
Yes, yeah.
And they're in the studio, and George Harrison's in the studio as well. They're doing How Do You Sleep?
Yeah.
Do you know who's playing the bass on that?
Let me have a think. It's not Paul McCartney. It's not Sting. It's not Flea. Was it? It wasn't Gwigsy. Don't know, Phil.
Klaus Vorman.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I am mind
blown. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So not only did he design the sleeve for Revolver, he also played bass on John Lennon's first 2 albums, I think. Correct me if I got that wrong. But he also designed the anthology album covers as well.
Yes, he did, yeah. Do you think I should open it?
Well, I mean, it's entirely up to you, but, it's, do you want it just as an artifact that you're going to hope is going to go up in value, which you then sell at some point in the future, or do you want it to be something that you actually listen to?
Well, I've already got 2 copies of Revolver on vinyl, but I haven't listened to this one. Do you want to know something nerdy about me? I know I look cool, and I know that the youth look on me as some sort of messiah, which they should, because I'm looking a bit Jesus-y at the moment. Obviously, when he went through his baseball cap phase. But see these little sticker things here? Would it be sad if I told you I've got a little scrapbook and I keep them all in?
No, because I mean people do keep them, and that's
people
sometimes keep them in there. I've got some of mine I've kept, but I just put it inside the booklet of the CD or whatever. Or,
do you want to see my book? Just so you know I'm not lying
let's see
to
your
you.
book.
Look, I'll go get it. I'm glad I'm not alone.
If you came here for Revolver, folks, then we will get to Revolver. If eventually, once we've looked at Ben's little book of hype stickers, we'll get there.
Oh, sorry, dude. You go back up there. Right.
Here it comes.
They even went out and bought a scrapbook to put them in. Now, obviously, I only started doing this in the last couple of years because I had a lot of vinyl beforehand, which I never did it. But look, if we look, I've got. So there's Elbow. We've got some Grant Nichols. Remember in one of the other shows I couldn't remember who the lead singer of Feeder was, but it's Grant Nichols. Pink Floyd. Oh Wonder, Pickwick, Lovejoys. John Paul. There's an Oasis VIP thing in here. Breathe panel. Matt Berry, George Michael, Supergrass, another Matt Berry one. Oh, they're all, and I keep them all in.
Well, I'll tell you what I did. The Elvis Presley box set with all of the CD set that's got all of the albums on it. They gave you some stickers inside there, which are the original reproductions of the original stickers that appeared on the LPs. So you had the choice, if you wanted to, you could peel them off and stick them onto the albums as they were originally. And I actually did that. I peeled them off and stuck them on.
Yeah, well, what I used to do with them is to the right of me here is a patio door. And I used to just stick them on. There you go. There's a U2 one, and
Some of these are quite recent ones, yeah.
Yeah. Tim Dawn, the 13 Women of Ill Repute.
I can't believe that U2
Suede.
Songs of Surrender that came out about this time last year, didn't it? Was that April?
Yeah. But you've got to remember that I do buy a lot of vinyl, and a lot of them, like Revolver, I haven't got around taking the cellophane off, so they've still got the decals on there. But I used to put them on the patio door, and then I realised it just looked a little bit like
awful,
yeah. So a lot of them I lost as I was peeling them off. So, but yeah, there's a little insight into my sadness, Phil.
Okay, so you say that Revolver is your favourite Beatles album. What we're going to do in this edition is a knockout tournament of the songs from the Revolver sessions.
Yes.
So without looking at a list, Ben, can you give us... I need to write the list down because we're going to cut out some little bits of paper to draw them out of a hat. We're doing a knockout. So without looking, can you tell me what are the tracks on Revolver? Kicking off with track 1.
Taxman.
Yeah.
Eleanor Rigby.
Yeah.
I'm Only Sleeping. Here, There and Everywhere.
Hang on, because you missed one out there.
Have I?
But you have indeed missed one out. Got to think George.
Taxman.
You said Taxman, Eleanor Rigby, Sleeping.
Here, There and Everywhere.
No, you've missed it before you get there.
I'll come back to that one. Yellow Submarine.
Yeah.
She said.
Yeah.
Good Day, Sunshine.
Yes.
For No One.
No.
Oh, and Your Birkin Sing.
Yeah.
Then For No One. Then Dr. Robert.
Yeah.
Dr. Robert. I'm just trying to get the list in my head. I Want to Tell You, Got to Get Into My Life, and Tomorrow Never Knows.
Yeah.
Is that them all?
That is it, apart from the one you missed earlier.
Oh, it's a George Harrison one.
Yeah.
Taxman. Oh, love too, love you too. Is it Love You Too?
Love You Too. That's it. The Indian one, basically.
Yes, yeah.
That's it.
That is all of it.
That's all, folks. So I'm now going to. I've written them all down on this bit of paper.
Yeah.
I'm now going to cut them all off, right? And then we can do the draw. Now, what we're going to do, we will have 16 songs because I also wrote down there the other 2 songs that were recorded at this set of sessions and came out on a single. What were the other 2 songs on the Revolver sessions? Do you know that?
No, because that was Rubber Soul. It's a bit of a bugger because my Revolver box set is on the floor and it's face up, so I can't even look at it to
No,
cheat.
it's cheating.
You've got me, Philster.
What was the single that came out in 1966? It was the only single that they had out in the whole of 1966, I think, because they did, at the end of 65, they did Day Tripper and We Can Work It Out.
We can work it out.
And then in the springtime, there was a single came out. And then in August, Revolver came out. And that was the last thing they did because the next single was Penny Lane Strawberry Fields in early 67. So, what were the 2 songs from the Revolver sessions that were on a single, an A side and a B side?
I feel like I'm in geography class in 1993 and I don't know anything about tectonic plates.
Well, I'll give you a clue. The A side is fronted mainly and written mainly by Paul McCartney, and the B side is a John Lennon song which could be described as psychedelic. And the B side is one on which Ringo considered his performance to be his favourite performance on drums of any Beatles.
Is it on the album? Is a song on?
No, there's 2 songs. No, it's on the album.
I didn't mention that before, did I?
Yeah, you did. You said Taxman and Eleanor Rigby.
Oh, yeah. yes.
You did. Don't worry about that. You did mention.
I don't know.
It's Paperback Writer.
Oh, go away.
And Rain.
Well, I was going to say that, but I had for some reason I had in my head that was Rubber Soul time.
Why didn't you just say it?
Because I might have been. I hate your quizzes, Phil. You always pick on me.
You just said it was your favourite. You said it was your favourite Beatles album ever. So you know, I thought you might know. Like,
are you sure? I thought Paperback Writer was Rubber Soul time.
No, it was recorded in early '66 as part of Revolver. It's We Can Work It Out and Day Tripper were the leftover songs from Rubber Soul that came on a single. Well, I say leftover; they were just the same session. But you'll find they're on your box set. If you pick your box set up, you'll find that Paperback Writer and Rain are on there. But you've also got the instrumental track of Rain at faster speed because it was actually slowed down for the record.
Oh yeah, Rain is on there on Paperback Writer.
There you go. So, what I'd suggested was we were going to assess the tracks. First of all, first round, we're going to go for which ones have got the best lyrics.
Right, hold on.
That's the first round. Then when we get to the quarter-final, we're going to pick them for their uniqueness.
Wikipedia's wrong.
Why is it wrong? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that was another single, of course, but they were on the album.
Okay.
They're on the album, but of course, that came out in the summer as well. That's how I was thinking of. They did have 2 singles out in '66 because that was another single, which I think came out maybe slightly before the album. But I was wrong that they only had 1 single in '66. So you got me there, Ben. I said something wrong. I'm sure we'll be corrected in the comments.
I thought you were going to say be corrected in the edit.
Well, no, we'll leave it in. We'll leave it. Right. So the first round, we're going to assess them for. We're going to pick the song with the best lyrics. Then we've got
Yeah.
to pick the one. When we do the next round of quarterfinals, we'll do which ones are the most unique, and then for the semi-finals, we'll pick which ones have the most greatness, or we enjoy the most, and then finally we'll choose the one that stands the test of time and is the most epically Beatles track. Okay.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to pick? So that's the. No, yeah. Would you like to?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you pick one?
I'll pick
Oh,
that
hold
one.
on. Oh, sorry, you're on the other side of the screen. Can you?
I'll pick the third one down.
You've got this one. It's Dr. Robert.
Yeah. Dr.
So
Robert.
this is the first matchup. Is Dr. Robert
versus.
And that is going to be against the next one you pick.
Well, I'm feeling fine.
Ready?
Go on then, what's the next one?
The next one is 401.
401.
Yeah.
I'm just going to refresh myself on the 401 lyrics.
This is one of Paul McCartney's most acclaimed songs, of course.
I know it is. I know. Oh yeah. Yes, it's all right. Your day breaks your mind. It's 401. Now that I've just said, yeah.
I think it's got to be, really, hasn't it? Because
I'm not a massive fan of the song Doctor. I like it, but it's not one that I'd.
No, I like it as a cool little guitar number.
Yeah. But it's not.
It's kind of a minor song.
It's kind of a filler track, isn't it? I think Dr.
I don't think John Lennon would have claimed it to be anything more, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
Dr. Robert. I mean, yeah.
It's quite groovy.
Yeah. So is this a knockout then? We're knocking them out?
We're knocking them out. They rock along.
Cool.
So a big one could get knocked out.
Dr. Robert's gone completely.
Right, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
I'm pulling this one off. Currently random.
You're pulling what off?
She said.
Yeah.
Many people love that. One of their the John Lennon psychedelic moments on the album.
She said, I know what it's like to be dead.
I should put this in a cup, really.
To be sad.
I could put these in a cup.
And she's making me feel like I've never been born.
Right, I'm going to pick one. Oh, hang on. I just saw Eleanor Rigby there, so I'll mix them up a little bit more.
Go on then, Philster. I'll tell you what, one thing can be said about this show. We have put full in expenses on this.
It's I Want to Tell You.
To tell you. I think she said.
Do you know what? I kind of agree with you, but do you know what? I Want to Tell You, over the years, has really grown on me more and more and more. And I actually... It's one of the ones that I really enjoy. I Want to Tell You. I like the piano one. It's McCartney playing the piano on it, I think. And it's just really groovy. I just love the way it fades in. And it's just really cool. And do you know what? I think I personally like it more and enjoy it more than I enjoy She Said. Even though I have to admit, She Said, it's John Lennon, psychedelic, it's kind of groovy, it's good. But which has got the best lyrics?
To be fair, they're quite...
She said...
They're quite similar songs, aren't they, in a way?
Well, they've both got a sort of psychedelic bit to them.
Yeah.
She said is more experimental, I think, and more unusual.
I want to tell you, feel hung up, but I don't know why.
I'll be a bit sad if I Want to Tell You goes out in the first round, but it was always going to be a long shot. It was never likely to win as the greatest song on Revolver.
No, I'm sticking to my guns.
Yeah, I think you're right. She said. I think objectively you are correct. I mean, I think I Want to Tell You is one of my... where there's a song on an album which it's not really the best song on the album, but you just love it.
Yeah, but you like it, yeah.
But I just love that. But I think you're correct that She Said has got to go through.
Thank you.
I Want to Tell You has gone out. So the next song is going to be... I'm picking a total random. It is And Your Bird Can Sing.
And your bird can sing, but you don't need me.
As I've written it here, and bird we've got on here. Right. The next one is going to be. Oh, I'll pull that too. Hold on. Oh, they're stuck together with T at the bottom of them. Hang on. Right.
You say you've seen 7.
Oh, this is going to be a difficult one. Could be difficult.
Go on. What
It's
is?
the opener. It's Taxman.
Because you're the tax man. Yeah. You
Oh, now,
down.
I'll tell you what.
Look in my direction. Oh. This is a hard one, to be fair. I think they're both.
I'll tell you what. If you've got to pick them for lyrics, I think Angel Birkinsing is a great tune to me.
Yeah.
It's a really good, and it's got a great sort of guitar on it and everything. It's a really groovy little song. Taxman
It's clever, Taxman.
It's an
I've written a lot
opener.
of lyrics in my time, and Taxman is a clever
lyric. It is
lyric.
quite clever. I think it stands out more, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's quite satirical. It was the most satirical song they'd done up to that point, I would say.
Yeah.
Sort of a bit political, but not being party political, because it took the piss out of all of it. And I think it's, in terms of the lyrics, I think it is better lyrics, in my opinion.
Yeah. I think because it's just a bit to be fair, there's more volume in the lyrics in not She Said, She Said. God almighty, I'm stuck on that song. What was the other track again?
And Your Bird
Can Sing. I think there's more sort of depth to the lyrics and more volume there.
Yeah.
But Taxman does have a sort of simplicity to it that is catchy. I wouldn't say the lyrics are structurally sort of, but yeah, I maybe I'm basing this maybe on the song, but I do like the cleverness of Taxman.
Right, the next one that's come out is Eleanor Rigby.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's Eleanor Rigby.
The Riggers.
And I'm putting out another one. I don't know which one I've got. Here it comes. It is.
Oh no. What's that?
Good Day Sunshine.
Good Day Eleanor Rigby.
It's Macca versus Macca. And I have to agree, although Leonard Bernstein was a huge fan of Good Day Sunshine musically, if we ought to go on lyrics, it's got to be Eleanor Rigby, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's only 2 verses, I think, in Good Day Sunshine.
So there we go. That was pretty simple.
Walk. The sun is shining down. Burns my feelings. Do
you want to pick the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8? Pick a number from 1 to 8. Pick a number 1 to 8. You picked that number. 4th one. That is Rain.
Rain.
That's one of our B-sides that's gone in here. And that is going up against. Do you want to pick a number from 1 to 7?
7.
That's the furthest one over to
here. I like that cup.
So I've got to pull it out. So they got a bit stuck because it's a bit damp in the bottom with my tea. What's left of my tea? The last drops of my tea.
Right, I've got fruit tea.
Got to get you into my life. Got
to get you into. I think Rain.
Yeah. Now, I prefer Rain overall.
Yeah,
massively, to be honest, because of the sound and the grooviness of it. And
I was surprised it didn't appear on the remastered Red and Blue album, to be fair.
Yeah, that was many people's omission that they thought should have been on there. Got to Get You Into My Life. I mean, it's good. We're not dissing it, but I think, lyrically, maybe you could argue that has Paul done a better job there on that song. I mean, Rain to me is not really about the lyrics; it's more about the whole sound and everything.
Yeah. But the lyrics are good. They're quite sort of darkish as well.
Yeah, I'm happy for Rain to go through because it's great.
But then again, I was alone. Took a ride.
But then the music's very important to that one as well, isn't it? So it's not just about the lyrics. Okay, so number from 1 to 6.
1.
Number 1, you have pulled out Paperback Writer.
Paperback Writer. Paperback Writer.
Or P Writer, as I've written it on here.
P Writer.
So Paperback Writer. So we've got 5 left, 1 to 5. Which one are you going to pick? Number 4. So that's 1, 2, 3. It's the 4th from the left as I can see them. And that is going to be Love You 2.
Well, I'm just going to bring up the Love You 2 lyrics just to refresh my mind. Love You 2 lyrics, Beatles. Oh, yeah,
do you want to read them out?
Well, each day just goes so fast. I turn around, it's past. You don't get time to hang a sign on me. Love me while you can, before I'm dead, before I'm a dead old man. A lifetime is so short, a new one can't be bought. But what you've got means such a lot to me. I think I do quite like.
Is that better than Dear Sir or Madam, won't you read my book? It took me years to write it, won't you take a look? It's based on a novel by a man named Leah, and I need a job, and I want to be a paperback writer.
I do.
Paperback writer.
I do quite like the fact that those lyrics are kind of rubbish in a way.
What, George's lyrics?
No, paperback writer.
Okay. It's kind of cleverer, isn't it, in a way?
Yeah.
What is it? It's a dirty story of a dirty man and his clinging wife.
Yeah, I
kind
of like all that sort of stuff.
It's more memorable, isn't it, than George's
one?
one?
I think it is. I think it's almost like a precursor to Penny Lane, almost.
Yeah, it's one of his sort of novelist songs, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think I prefer it. I'm not dissing the George track, but that's just George doing his Eastern mysticism, isn't it, really? And this is a bit more fun and, let's say, a bit more stuff that sticks in your memory, doesn't it? So
in the old mind noggin.
Paperback Writer is through. So we have 4 left. Which one are you going for, Ben? 1 to 4.
2.
As I see it, it's that one, the second one from my left. So we're going with that, and that is going to be Tomorrow Never Knows.
Ooh, I love Tomorrow Never Knows. I love the lyrics to Tomorrow Never Knows.
Well, you'll be turning off your mind, relaxing and floating downstream, but is it 1, 2 or 3?
3.
1, 2, 3, as I see it.
I'm only sleeping, I bet that's going to be.
It's going up against I'm Only Sleeping.
Oh, God. I love both of these. I do love. But my heart says Tomorrow Never Knows. When I wake up early in the morning.
Do you know what I think?
I'm still yawning.
I think Tomorrow Never Knows is really more about the sound and the music and the whole sonic experience of the record, and less about the lyrics. And I think that I'm Only Sleeping is the lyrics have more fit with the music so well, don't they? Please don't spoil my day, I'm miles away, and after all, I'm only sleeping. Do you know what? I honestly think that is a better lyric. Maybe we shouldn't have done lyrics as the first round criteria, but you know what? For many people, the crowning glory of the album is going to get kicked out. I was kind of
hoping these two wouldn't come up against each other, knowing what was left, and I've screwed myself really, because they're 2 of my favourite songs on the album. But I think you're right.
Are you going to play a joker and put one through, or are you going to?
No, I'm going to go with I'm Only Sleeping
because the lyrics are better. I think they are better, aren't they?
Yeah. When I wake.
I mean, relax, turn off your mind, and float downstream is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it is not dying. Surrender to the void and all that.
Yeah.
But I think it's more to do with the performance and the whole sound of the record that makes Tomorrow Never Knows great, rather than just what the words are.
Yeah, no, you got me on that one, Philster. I am conceding.
Well,
conceding.
The final one is going to be then Here, There, and Everywhere.
Here, there,
and it's going up against
everywhere.
what I've written down as Y Sub.
Here,
it's
there,
Yellow
and everywhere.
Submarine. Now, are you sure?
I do love Yellow Submarine for its childlike sort of.
As you live a life of ease.
As you live a life of ease, yeah. There was a Cobb fans you sing, we all want a team of Gary Breens or something like that. If I remember rightly. I stand to be corrected on that one. I do like the story of Yellow Submarine. I can't put Yellow Submarine through, can we?
Against one of Paul McCartney's proudest moments as a songwriter.
Yeah. No, we can't, can we?
Well, you can if you think the lyrics are better than Here, There, and Everywhere.
No, they're not.
They're more wacky.
They are more wacky, and they're more sort of.
I bet more people remember
know
them.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Whether that means anything is another matter, but
yeah,
I think more people would remember it.
Behind me here, if I lift this up, on the back of my turntable, I actually do have
the Yellow Submarine.
I'll put that back in there. But no, Yellow Submarine can't go through. Okay,
so Here, There, and Everywhere is through. The sub is out, and Tomorrow Never Knows is out in the first round of Revolver. Yeah, folks, we're that sacrilegious, folks. That won't cause any consternation at all amongst any Beatles fans.
If anybody wants to leave a flaming horse's head on Phil's doorstep, his address is 10 Downing Street, London.
Right.
Send it there.
So we've got the final 8.
8. And what we're doing this one on now?
This is on, I don't know, something. I can't remember. Uniqueness, I think. Yeah, uniqueness.
Who's got the most letters in the... Well, we can't go on uniqueness. We've got rid of the only unique song.
Well, do you want to have... do we just do this now as we drew them? So the first one we drew against the second one we drew. We don't draw them out the hat again, okay? We're just going to go with this list. Here we go. Right.
Yeah,
So this...
based on uniqueness, and we just got rid of Tomorrow Never Knows.
Yeah.
I suppose the only one that's going to win the uniqueness is going to be Rain, I suppose.
Okay, so this is on uniqueness. 4-1 against She Said, She Said.
That's hard. Is there anything massively unique about either of them?
Well, She Said's quite an unusual structure, isn't it? A musicologist would probably say. I think it's kind of...
See, I'm not a musicologist,
it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, isn't it? I mean, 401 is more Paul McCartney's doing sort of his Baroque pop.
Yeah.
It's sort of almost like a sort of chamber music feel to it.
Yeah.
Very accomplished, melodically, and probably some, musical experts will tell us probably that some...
I do like She Said, She Said.
Chord structure, but She Said, She Said is... I mean, I've never heard it. I can't think of another song that sounds like She Said, She Said. It's pretty weird.
Yeah, we'll go for that then. We'll put that through.
I think it's going to have to go through.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh,
sorry, Paul. But there you go.
Yeah, Paul.
Right. Oh, dear. This is another showdown. Big showdown between the first 2 tracks on the album, Taxman and Eleanor Rigby.
Oh. Is it Eleanor Rigby?
I think it is. I mean, the case for Taxman is it's kind of cool. It's got that funky bass line.
And it's got that cool intro, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's also got that
1,
really
2, 3, 4, 1.
Yeah, and it's also got Paul McCartney's really Indian-influenced guitar solo.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's another thing about it that helps make it a bit unique. But then Eleanor Rigby was kind of nothing, not like anything they'd done before, was it?
No. So it's got
And
to
the
be
lyric,
Eleanor Rigby.
I think it's got to be. I think it's got to go through. So Eleanor Rigby is going through.
Oh, that was
Taxman
hard.
is down. Now we've also drawn here the first and second tracks on the album. There we've got the A and B sides of the single Rain B side and Paperback Writer the A side, which is the most unique kind of Rain and Paperback Writer.
Rain.
Well, I think it's got to be, hasn't it? Because Paperback Writer is cool, but Rain is like.
The only thing that ever irked me about Paperback Writer is I don't like the intro. That Paperback Writer.
You don't like it? Yeah, okay.
I don't like that.
It was a little bit like The Who, that. I wonder think they were channeling The Who a little bit with that. Okay, I'm Only Sleeping, and Here, There, and Everywhere.
Yeah, I'm Only Sleeping.
Well, again, this is where Paul is at a disadvantage because John's kind of full out psychedelic on this song, isn't he? And it's that weirdness and everything.
Yeah.
As opposed to Paul's incredibly well crafted
ballad,
ballad.
Yeah.
The thing is, I suppose, that Here, There, and Everywhere is a great standard, but it's a song. As a song, it could have been written in the 1940s, in a way. You know what I mean? It's that style of song, isn't it? It could have been from that era, but it's obviously updated its sound, but it could have been a song from that era. I'm Only Sleeping is nobody would have written I'm Only Sleeping in 1940.
No.
And it's very Lennon, isn't it? And Lennon was unique.
He was indeed. There is only one of him.
Are we going through? Is he going through?
Yes, he is going through, yeah.
Sorry, Macca fans. I love Macca. I'm not one of these people who tries to disparage Paul, but we did say that uniqueness was the criteria.
Key.
Right, so now the next round is based on enjoyment. Which one you enjoy the most? Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
She Said.
Yeah.
This is the semi-final, by the way. And Eleanor Rigby.
Eleanor Rigby.
You enjoy that more than She Said.
Yeah. I went with my gut.
All the Lonely People.
All the Lonely People, yeah. Throwing the rice in the church where the wedding has been, or whatever.
Do you know, when I was a young child, I used to find Eleanor Rigby slightly scary.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I don't find it scary now, oddly enough. But She Said. I know some people really love She Said.
Yeah.
But for me, it's not really one of my personal favourite John Lennon psychedelic songs.
Yeah.
I've never gone for it as much as some people do.
I know what it's like to be dead.
Maybe I should. I mean, it is good, of course. I mean, they're all these tracks are good. But would I enjoy that more than Eleanor Rigby?
No, I think Eleanor Rigby I enjoy overall more than I do like She Said, but I think the Riggers has got it.
We'll put it through. It's got it's got the great harmonies as well, hasn't it? And it's got George Martin's great arrangement on it as well. Which, okay, so second semi-final, and it's a Lennon, all Lennon semi-final. It's Rain against I'm Only Sleeping. Which do you enjoy the most?
I really love I'm Only Sleeping.
I'll tell you which one I enjoy the most.
Go on.
Rain. And I do like I'm Only Sleeping a lot. I think it's groovy, really groovy.
I tell you what really hit home for me with I'm Only Sleeping was when they when they did the new video for it.
Oh, yeah.
And that really it actually made me a little bit emotional. Not
Well,
like I was weeping, but it actually sort of. But then Rain is a great track, so
Rain
I'm
has got
quite.
Rain has got superb drumming on it.
It has.
It's got a great rhythm track. It's also got a great bass line from McCartney on it. That sort of that
I
intense,
think.
saturated bass
Yeah, and I think the
line.
reason I probably went for When I'm Only Sleeping is because Rain isn't on the album. I wouldn't have heard it as much as
No,
When
but
I'm Only Sleeping, you see, and that's sort of.
it's the group. It's one of the greatest B-sides of all time.
Yeah, it's up there with the Master Plan and whatever Bewitched did. Are we going to have to flip a
Yeah.
coin?
Well, the only argument I can make for Rain is superb performance on drums from Ringo, great bass from Paul, although Paul's walking bass line on I'm Only Sleeping
Yeah,
is pretty cool as well. Guitars, I'm not quite sure which bits are played by George and which aren't, or who's playing what on the guitars, I really don't know. I think Lennon does a sort of cool droning vocal on
yeah.
Rain, but then he does this really groovy I'm Only
Like I said,
Sleeping is more.
I can only go because obviously Rain
But
isn't on
isn't on
Revolver,
the album.
so
That's the only thing that I'll tell you what, because Rain isn't on the album, I'll step
we're gonna.
aside and say, we'll say it's I'm Only Sleeping,
Are
right?
we gonna have a third, fourth playoff?
That would be Rain against She Said, She Said.
Yeah, I think it's
Rain,
Rain.
Rain wins that for me, so that's
Yeah,
third place. So the
third place
final,
to Rain. Well done, Rain.
the
Bronze
final,
medal.
which we said has to be based on overall greatness and
Yeah,
standing the test of time. Is it going to be Eleanor Rigby or I'm Only Sleeping?
I think Eleanor Rigby is probably the more iconic track.
It is. And I'm Only Sleeping seems to have become more popular in the maybe the last decade or so.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
they actually put that onto the Red. It's the Red album, isn't it? That they put that
yeah,
onto, I
yeah,
think.
yeah,
Whereas, because in the past, the Red and Blue albums were criticised for not having enough Revolver on it.
yeah.
And there's, like 6 songs from Rubber Soul and only 2 from Revolver. Although you could argue that Alan Klein sequenced it right because they were more popular with the public. But anyway, they did put I'm Only Sleeping on it, but then people moaned that they didn't put Rain on it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, there was a time when 20 years ago, 30 years ago, when I first got into the Beatles, I don't think anybody would have believed that I'm Only Sleeping would get added onto the Red album. But
Do you know what
it
did it?
happened.
Do you know
Yeah.
what did it? Is in the mid-90s when Suggs released I'm Only Sleeping as a single as part of his solo career. So what we have to thank Beatles fans for the
Is that
resurgence of When I'm Only Sleeping,
is
is
so
thanks to
is
Suggs.
that correct? Is he the one that brought that song back, or was it
No,
in a computer game or something? Because quite
I
often when
don't know.
young people get into these old songs, it's because it's been in a computer game or a movie. Has it
Suggs
been in a
released I'm
computer
Only
game?
Sleeping in 1995. I doubt very much had anything to do with the resurgence
I
of,
think it's nothing to do with it.
but it's the only. I remember listening to that song by Suggs when it came out, and I don't mind Madness. They're not high on my list of, you know, bands I'd listen to. But that's an awful version.
I'll tell you what I think. One angle on this is that I'm Only Sleeping is great, and it's a great example of 60s psychedelia, and it's very 1966. But Eleanor Rigby has got a sort of a classical timelessness to it. It's kind
It
of like
has, yeah.
chamber music, whatever. And that sort of doesn't sound out of date in any era, really,
No, and I
So
think if you fast forward 50 years and you've got like scholars sitting down dissecting the Beatles, Eleanor Rigby would be one of the tracks that they will
I
go
think it
into.
would be because of the music and the lyrics, and
Yeah,
they're both outstanding. on that, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously the performance by, well, it's only them doing harmonies, but it is an outstanding performance as well. And you got George Martin with a starring role as arranger. So I'm very happy to give it to Eleanor Rigby. Are you?
I'm happy to give it to Eleanor Rigby. Like I said, I do love I'm Only Sleeping. If it was ranked in order of tracks, it probably wouldn't be my second favourite track on the album. But the way that we've done it, we've got to the ultimate Beatles song from Revolver, and it is a great track. Let's face it. It's not like we are trying to decide between if we like Angel Delight or if we like a dog turd. We are literally...
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's justice for Paul as well, really, because we did boot out For
Power
No
to
One
Paul.
and
Yes.
Here, There and Everywhere in the quarterfinals. So, you know, we really... it's nice that he's won. All those Psychedelic John songs did get quite far, but they couldn't quite beat Eleanor Rigby. And I don't think John Lennon would be too upset, because I don't think he considered Eleanor Rigby to be granny music, did he? You know,
No.
It's not as if he's been beaten by Oobla Dee Oobla Da or Lovely Rita. So I think he'll be okay with that.
Yeah, I think he'd be happy.
So there we go, viewer. We declare Revolver the winner of the Revolver knockout. Eleanor Rigby the winner of the Revolver knockout. Did I say that correctly? I think I did.
Who cares, Phil? Who cares?
Who cares? What would be your top 3 tracks on Revolver and why? Which song do you think's got the best lyrics on Revolver, and which do you think is the one that's the most unique? It's probably the one we booted out in the first round, actually.
Yeah,
but there
is,
you go. That is that. Thanks for watching, Fab fans. We'll be back with another video very soon. All the best.